What's up guys, Gibberish HSC today. Today we're going to be reviewing a statue, the Dark Series Witcher 3 statue of The Witcher. This statue is really cool. If you want a nice cheap statue, I would definitely recommend this to you. There are some things we're going to talk about today, and as we go through our normal statue reviewing process, we have 3 things to consider. We're going to be looking at how he is represented from the game to the statue, his overall quality in general, and then how do you feel when you look at this? Does this make you really think of Geralt of Rivia, the Witcher? So, let's get into it. So starting off with representation. So representation is very important for a statue when you want it. You know, anything you want from a Batman to a Superman or Spider-Man statue, you're looking for, when I see this, does this make me think of that? And different statues do it in different ways, you know, different ways of portraying that character. But as long as you get the essence of that, that's what is important. And Witcher 3 of the Dark Series brand does a very good job of portraying him. He's on this awesome platform with the Witcher insignia on it, and then he's also got all this great chainmail and the double swords, his hair, all things that are very portrayable from the game. So from looking at the game to this one, I'm actually very happy with it. He looks just like I was hoping he would with it. Now there are some overall things that you can see that should be fixed with this, but there's not too much details that I would say in representation that are really to go into detail on. I mean, his hair looks just like it does in the game. He's got his double swords, the chainmail, the leather, his gauntlets, even the bags and the little belts on them. And the fur on top. I mean, he's represented really well, guys. Most of these statue brands, that's why you buy it. You know, you see it and you're like, oh, that is Geralt of Rivia. Now, this is based off the Witcher 3 games. This isn't based off of the TV show. So, I would say if you're hoping for this to look like Henry Cavill or something like that, it doesn't look like that yet. So, if you wanted this statue and were like, I want this because of the Netflix one, go ahead and get it. But it's not going to look like Henry Cavill's yet. I wouldn't be surprised if Diamond Gallery released something like that, but at the moment, this is all we got. So, this is what we're going to look at. So, now that we got that, let's get to our second point, which is of quality. So, one of the most important things with your statue is how is the quality of it. And of this one, this is my first ever Dark Series brand, so I don't really know how this brand portrays all of its statues. But from this statue, I will say that The Witcher is very lacking in quality in several areas. The most notably probably is the sword. So the sword, I had huge issues with because as soon as I opened this, I cut all the wires that were holding it, little ropes. As soon as it did, his sword snapped off because it's such a cheap metal. Not metal, plastic. So when you're looking at this, that's a really bad sign. You never want a statue to break just by you opening it. So it's very cheap and in that regard to a lot of the pieces to it. But that's more of in like the sword. When it comes to the actual figure of the Witcher, he's much more durable in strength and size. He's got great build to him, and he is on the platform very well. And with the sword, I took some super glue, I held it in for there like 30 seconds to a minute, added a little more on, I added it inside the hilt and on top, and now you can barely see that if at all. So I really think that it wasn't a huge deal at all. It all worked out well in the end. I still think it's a cool display, but I will say that I've never ever had this issue with Diamond Gallery. So I don't know if this is just a Dark Series brand or if this is just this one statue. So please keep this in mind. This statue did retail for $50. So for $50, I am expecting a little more resistance out of this. Now, $50 is not much for a statue, but for Diamond Gallery, I've never had to return something because it broke. I've never had to do that with something, and they have several statues for $50. Heck, I have a Harley Quinn one that's $20. So they do a very good job in quality and cheapness. This one does a good job in the portrayal so much of Witcher 3 that I kind of forgave it for that. But still, having a sword break off is not something you want in your statue. Next, in looking at it in quality, you can also see in bits and pieces, like of his head, you can see where like the ridges where they connected it. Little issues like that. I don't necessarily like that as much. It's probably my biggest complaint with the Blizzard statues. Now again, those only go for $50, and they have a very specific look to them, which I've said several times. But with them, like, you can still see like little, not like I say, not cracks, but parts where they connected together, where the joining of pieces came together. God dang it, I can't talk today. But anyway, when it comes to this, I can see spots where that has happened. You can see it on his head, and there are some spots on his armor that do that as well. And structural though, he is pretty good. He does have some wobbliness in him, so if you do be careful, because a little pressure probably could knock him off. So I think that this statue does a great job in the portrayal, but I do think in quality it is severely lacking. Another part for me that kind of just bothers me, it's probably not important, but if you look in the hilt, it's got like a little seal at the top, and I really don't like that, because, you know, if a hilt is on there, it should be empty because he has a sword in his hand, but it has like a little fill thing, and I don't understand why. So that bothers me. That's probably just for the statue, but for me personally, I was like, why, you know? So that is a problem with The Witcher in that sense. And then finally, third, let's talk about the number 3 factor to it. How does this statue make you feel? When I see this, do I think of Geralt of Rivia? Now, I am going to be honest with you guys, I've never played Witcher 3. I bought this because I watched the Netflix Witcher show, and now I'm in the middle of playing Witcher 3. So, when I've been playing this, I saw this character, I like the beard, and like all the scars and the swords, and I really just kind of fell in love with him through the Witcher show and Henry Cavill's. And when I was originally looking for a statue, I was looking for a Henry Cavill version. But I saw this one, and I was like, wow, this looks awesome. And I chose Dark Series because Dark Series was the only one having this brand, and they have several other ones. They have one of Ciri as well. They have one of the Bard coming out and other features like that. So I was more than excited and willing to do this. But looking into it, I really feel like that this Witcher statue does a great job in portraying the video game Witcher. He does a great job with his sword and with his, overall look. Like I said before, he does a great job in representing himself from the game. And when I look at this statue, I think, wow, this is Geralt of Rivia. This is the Witcher, the White Wolf, and I really enjoy that. All right, I like that. It really just does a great job, guys, of just showing you how well a game or TV show can really help you see a person. And then when you get to see that in a statue, it's really cool seeing that work together. So that's my thoughts on these Witcher statue by Dark Series. So out of a 1 out of 10, what would I rate this? I would probably give this statue a 5.5. Now that may seem low. My average rating is going to be around 5. So if I think it's 5, I think it's okay. I think it's decent. I personally wouldn't buy a statue under 6. So if you want a good statue to have, yeah, go ahead. But for me personally, the price was a little too much for me. I thought it was just a little, for $50 I expected a little more quality, mainly of the sword. With the sword breaking right away, that was kind of annoying. And then seeing these small cracks with it has also kind of left me disappointed. So with that, I'm going to give the Witcher Dark Series statue of the Witcher a 5.5 out of 10. So there you go, guys. That was my Witcher 3 review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, please hit the subscribe button and the like button. It really means a lot. Let me know if you enjoy these statue reviews. They don't get a whole lot of views, but if you guys do, let me know in the comments below, and I'll keep making them for y'all. My Artana statue review just hit like 130 views, which is the most of any of my other statues. So yeah, I appreciate it, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!